why we will be discussing about what is the need, like why a person has to be self-motivated. It is all about self-motivation, self-leadership. So in self-leadership, one thing which is very important is being a self-motivator. So why it is required for a person to be a self-motivator? Why he should be a self-motivator? We will be discussing about the need for self-motivator. Now here, it says first for surviving in a competitive world. You all know today the world is all about competition, right? Do you know that everywhere there is a lot of competition? If we talk at individual level, the competition to fight for the job, the opportunities, the competition in the market for the organization, for the business firm to survive in the market. So to survive in the competition, to survive in the environment which is full of competition, self-motivation is very important, because it is one of the way by which you keep yourself going, by which you keep yourself motivated to do something in your life, to achieve whatever you want to. You know, self-motivation acts as a strong pillar for you. So that's why I say that's why self-motivation is required for surviving in the competitive world. You know, we cannot do anything for this competitive world. It is a competitive world. The competition is not going to reduce at any point of time. It will continuously increase only. And we have to learn to survive, to face this competition. If we motivate ourselves, we can survive, we can stand in this competitive world. But if we don't have any kind of self-motivation, if we cannot motivate ourselves, then we won't be able to survive in this competition world. You might have seen that many organizations, many business units, they start and then they just simply wind up in the span of 4 months, 6 months, maybe a year. Why? Because they are unable to survive in this competition world. Let's say a person has just opened up his cafe. He's the first one to open the cafe. Has he bought something different? Or is there something which is not available on those cafes which were earlier established? Everything is there. So he has to do something to survive in the market. He just cannot open and sit. He needs to motivate himself. Motivation as in he can motivate himself to come up with something creative, to come up with something new. He has to motivate himself that no matter whatever happens, I will make sure that my cafe survives in this competition market. I'll face this competition. I'll stay here. I'll find all possible ways to struggle, to stay and to have some position in this market, to be one amongst the competitors. And that is how you motivate yourself to survive in this competitive world. Second one says achieving personal goals. Now, for your personal goals, obviously, you know, do you think that motivation, that self-motivation is something which will always come from extrinsic things, which will always come from the external environment? No, it is not always going to come from the external environment. For your personal goals, for achieving them, you have to motivate yourself. You have to keep yourself motivated to achieve that thing in your life. Like if I'm talking about motivation, what do you understand by the term motivation? What is motivation? What is motivation? We have already done this topic, like what is motivation? So it is like a kind of process, a guide, or a goal-oriented behavior. That's what it is. So you need to self-motivate yourself. You need to guide yourself. You are the best person who can show the way, who can guide yourself, who can decide your way, who can walk on the way, on the path you have decided. It is one of the cause which makes you act. So here, for achieving these personal goals, you need to motivate yourself. You need to motivate yourself from within to achieve those personal goals, because those are your personal goals. No one is going to come and force you or pressurize you or push you to achieve those goals. Those belongs to you, and for achieving, you only will have to take all possible measures, all possible action. So again, for achieving the personal goal, motivation, self-motivation plays a very important role. Then is doing well in a professional setting. Now, if you want to do something good, do something well, if you want to achieve something in your life, in your professional life, you see yourself, you see a different career for yourself, you want to grow somewhere, you want to reach somewhere in your professional life. For that, you need to motivate yourself. Just one thing, for achieving anything, for doing anything, for facing competition, for achieving goal, for creating your own different professional identity, you have to be self-motivated. You do not have to wait for any external thing, any external factor to come and motivate you. You have to motivate yourself. The professional world, for the personal goals, for surviving in the competitive market, and to stand back and hold the power. Like last point says, if it gives you the power to withstand setback and also help you grow as an individual. This will always guide you towards doing something in your life. Let's forget about self-motivation. Just let's talk about motivation. A leader motivates you. What do you do? He tells you, no, you have the capability, you cannot stop. No, you can do this. What he's doing? He's motivating you. Same role, the role which leader play. Being a self-leader, you have to play that role for yourself. Being a self-leader, you need to motivate yourself. When you will be a leader for others, you will be motivating others. But before motivating others, you have to motivate yourself. When you motivate yourself, it is going to give you the power to withstand setback. Even if you fail in life, you'll stand back again. You will grow as an individual if you are self-motivated. So here, these are the four importance, like what the need for self-motivation, why self-motivation is required. That is to survive in competitive market, to hold the power to withstand again and grow as an individual, doing well as a professional setting, and achieving personal goals. So these are the four ways which requires you to be self-motivated. Now let's see about techniques to motivate you. Do you think there can be some techniques which are going to motivate you? What do you think? What techniques can be there? Do a person need some kind of technique to motivate himself? Yes, a person needs some techniques, and we'll be talking about those. First technique says, take responsibility for your life. If I ask you just a normal question, how many of you take responsibility for your life? How many take the ownership of your life? How many of you do that? I'm pretty sure no one. The great leaders are the ones who take responsibility of their life, who are responsible for every small act they do. And for them, who is responsible? They are responsible. It always starts with you. If you want to take accountability, responsibility of others' action, you need to take accountability and responsibility of your life first. if you can see the image, there one thing is stated that it starts with you. Everything starts with you, whether it is motivation, it is leadership, it is inspiration, it is goal setting, it is starting, it is confidence, it is it is leading others. Everything, managing, everything starts with only you. So if you want to take responsibility of others, first take the responsibility of your own life. First take the responsibility of your own actions, of your own deeds, of your own work, of your own failures, of your own achievement. Be responsible for your own life. Take that responsibility that whatever has happened in my life, I am responsible for that. Stop blaming others that this wouldn't have happened if other person wouldn't have influenced me. Who is that person to influence you? Who is that person to interfere in your life? It was you who decided to listen to that person. You are responsible. If you wouldn't have heard that person, you would have simply denied what he's saying. Do you think it would have been possible for him to make you act that way? No. Let's take this small example. When after college, after college, when two of your friends were discussing about what career to opt, you didn't took your own responsibility. You didn't just took the responsibility of your life. Both of them decided to go with their own business because both of them were having the family history of business. You were having no family history. Even you were not having enough finance. You were not having the idea what business you want to start. But just because they were going, and unfortunately, both of them were from the same business, same type of business, they also thought of starting that. While your knowledge, your skills were for going with the job. You were a person who was having all the knowledge, all the talent to crack the interview and to prove yourself in that specific job because you were very good with digital marketing. You've got the certification for the same and you have very good skill, very good knowledge, and your hands are free on doing digital marketing. But still, you went with them. You started your business. Somehow you could manage to survive for 6 months. Then you finally winded up your business. Your business came to an end. Here, who is responsible for taking the wrong action, for deciding the wrong career for yourself? Is it they or you? People will easily say they're responsible. They told me to start the business. Come on, you are not a kid that they told you something and you did that. If they will tell you to go and jump into the well, will you go there? If they will tell you to cross a path on which there are a lot of hurdles and you are aware about that, will you do that? If you're not going to do both of those things, why you thought of starting your own business? Without even researching. It's okay if you thought of starting your business, that's good. Without even researching, without checking your areas of interest, without checking the market, simply jumped into the business in which they were going. Learn to take responsibility of your life. Once you fail in life, don't blame others. It was your decision. Take that responsibility that, yes, I took a wrong decision and I got this result. Stand up for yourself. Even if people are pressurizing you to do something in your life, and if you are not willing to do that, your passion is not to go for that, say them stop and choose the career, choose the field for which you are passionate about. Always do that thing in your life for which you can take the responsibility. Take your life is yours. You need to take decision for yourself, not other person. Listen to the suggestion, but ultimately decide what you are going to do. So if you do not take care of your underlying issues that keep you from making progress, you fall back on blaming others for your failure. That's what we did in this example. What does that person do? He didn't care about the issues which are going to come. He didn't care about whether I can make the progress. What is the market demand? Am I aware about this? Should I go with this industry? He didn't underline any of these two issues. He simply jumped into that thing without proper planning, without thinking about that thing. And finally, when the results got negative, when he failed, the person started blaming others for the failure. It was not their responsibility. It was not their mistake. You cannot blame them for the actions you have done. If you wouldn't have decided to start up with your business, do you think you would have really failed in that? Yeah, or if you would have taken enough time to decide, to study, to go through, to take training, and then you would have opened a business, you wouldn't have failed. So it was all your responsibility. So take responsibility for your life. Don't blame others for the things you are doing, you have decided to do. No one in your life can make you, can force you to do anything in your life. Rely on external factors and friends for motivation. It's okay to rely on them, but ultimate decision should be your call, not other person's call. You are the one who must take charge of your life. You need to take charge of your life. You are the right person to decide what is to be done, how it is to be done. You have to take charge of your own life, of your own action. That's why it says it starts with you. It doesn't start with anyone else. It starts with you. Take responsibility, take full responsibility for whatever you do in your life, or whatever decision you take for yourself, because you are responsible for that. Don't end up blaming others for the failure, which are the results of your decision. No one just opened up the store and no one asked you to sit over there, right? It was your decision to open that business. It was your decision to sit over there. It was your decision to build your career in that, right? It was no one else's decision. People will suggest you, people can motivate you, but what goes right for you, you are the right person to decide. You can rely for the motivation. Like even if you have started, you can rely on them. If they motivate you that you can bring these changes, you can do that way, that is going to work. You can rely on them. You can rely for motivation, but not for the failure. You cannot blame them for the failure. Second point says, find your way. What's your way? What's your way? Do you know your way, where you want to go? No, we will go wherever life will take you. Just find your way. A story just struck my mind. One day, a person was just walking on the road, and suddenly he came to a place where there were two different ways he was having two different roads. It was a way, and he was standing on this point. Two ways were showing, and there was a person standing nearby, a priest was standing nearby. He was confused which way to took. He was thinking for a long duration. He started moving on path 1, he came back. He started moving on path 2, he came back. There was a lot of confusion. Finally, the priest, who was seeing him for a longer duration, out of curiosity, asked him, "Dear son, where do you want to go? I have been observing you from last 30 minutes, you are taking a path, you are coming back. You're taking another path, you're coming back. And still you are confused. Can I help you? I am very well aware about all the paths over here. If you can tell me where you want to go, I can help you out with that. The priest, being a very nice, very genuine person, came forward to help him choose the path. Now, the person told, the priest asked, where you want to reach, where you want to reach, where you want to go. Person answered, I don't know. He simply said, I don't know where I want to go. I'm simply walking, I'm simply going. You know what priest replied? He said, if you don't know where you want to go, choose any way. It is hardly going to make any difference. And that is right. When you don't know where you want to go, how will it matter whether you go for the business or you go for the job? You're not even aware what you want to do in your life. So second point, it says, find your way. And under find your way, first thing says, don't have important goals that do not inspire them, that do not inspire you. Don't set such goals for yourself which are not inspiring you. You know, goals should be something which motivates you to achieve them, which inspires you, which makes you feel enthusiastic, which makes you feel happy, which makes you feel that I have achieved something in my life. That sense of achievement, that sense of inspiration, that motivation. If that thing is not there in your goal, that means you have not set the right goals for yourself. These are just the important goals, the goals which you have just set. Maybe you have heard somewhere, maybe your friends have set those goals, maybe your colleagues are working on those goals. So if you have set such goal which does not inspire them, cross those goals. Those are not the right goals for you. Take time, relax, think what you want to do in your life. You know, if any of your goals doesn't give you the answer to the question, is it really inspiring you? If it doesn't give answer to this question, if you're confused with that, that is not the right goal which you have set for yourself. That tends to be an important goal, that tends to be a goal which you have just written for the sake of writing. Goals should be one which keeps you moving forward without putting a stop in between, which makes you stand up again and to move again even if you fail in between. Those are the true goals, which keeps you enthusiastic, which makes you feel happy when you achieve them. When you just take a step closer to that, that makes you feel enthusiastic, that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel more inspired, that motivates you more. Those are the true goals which you should set in your life, rather than setting the goals which doesn't inspire you. Those goals are the important goals. Maybe those goals are something which are not perfect for you. Maybe they can be perfect for others. Like you might say that others have set the goal, they are achieving, they are getting inspired. Why not me? That may not be your passion. That may not be your area of interest. You need to find out about yourself. That's why I told you, take responsibility of your action. When you will take responsibility of your action, responsibility of your life, you will know what to do and what goals to set. You know, when you're setting the goals, make sure you get the answer to the question, what's the purpose of setting this goal? Why I'm setting this goal? What's the purpose? What I want to achieve, what result I'm looking for if I'm setting this goal. If you have the clear answer of the purpose, If you have the answer to that, whether it's inspiring you or not, then you can say that you have set the right goal. Second point, compelling purpose that goes beyond material thing or climbing the career ladder. What does this mean? Compelling purpose, that is evoking your interest, that is taking your attention, that is grabbing your admiration. If those things are happening, it is beyond the materialistic thing or climbing the career ladder. It is beyond that. Okay. So compelling simply means evoking your interest, you're admiring that thing, the thing is seeking your attention. It is a powerful way which forces you to do something to achieve that thing in your life. So compelling purpose that goes beyond materials. It is something, it is that interest that goes beyond these materialistic things. Your goal just cannot be buying some materialistic thing or climbing your career ladder. That can be one, but that is not only thing which is going to inspire you always in your life. Connect your goal back to your purpose and you will never lack self-motivation. You need to have some connection with the goal and your purpose. That's what I told you, that ask yourself, what's the purpose of this goal? Why I am setting this goal? That should relate, that should link with your purpose of doing something in your life. What's the purpose of your life? Why you're living, where you want to go, what you want to achieve. When you have answer to these questions, then according to that, you have to connect your goal. You have to frame such goals which are related to your purpose, and then only it is never going to leave, never going to lack self-motivation in you. So always find your way. Take responsibility of your life and then find your way where you want to go, what you want from your life. Third point says, reevaluate your goals. Another important thing is reevaluating. Many times, we just keep focus on setting the goals. We use all of our energy. We have the answer to all the questions, like why I'm setting this goal, what's the purpose of setting this goal, how I'll achieve this goal, but we forget to reevaluate. Third point under self-motivation says, if you want to be motivated, if you want to motivate yourself, reevaluate your goals. If you're focused on your vision and purpose, but you are still not feeling inspired, you may need to make a decision to go into the new direction. If you think that the goal which you have set is focusing on your vision, on the purpose, what you wanted to achieve in your life, still you are not feeling inspired, still you are not feeling motivated, in that situation, you may have to reevaluate your goal. You may have to check what is going wrong. You may need to reconsider the decision, or you may have to choose a new direction to achieve those goals, to keep yourself inspired, motivated towards your vision and purpose. If your why isn't motivating you, then you may need to make a new why. If that is not motivating you, if it is not helping you out, then it is the time for you to find out the new why of your life, that why I want to do this, what is the purpose, why I want to achieve this goal. Find a new why for yourself. It will help you to stay motivated, to keep yourself motivated to achieve that goal. Next point says, reevaluate your blueprints for your life and don't hesitate to create new goals. if you think some goals are not inspiring, you are giving your best, but still that inspiration is not coming, you are not unable to deliver the best, you internally are not feeling satisfied. If this thing is happening, you can always reevaluate your blueprint. Like, these goals are the blueprint of your life. I think it's not working, you can change that goal, you can create a new goal, you can modify that goal, but things are not working, it's good to re-evaluate your goals. Don't hesitate to create new goals, to reevaluate your goals, to create new goals, to remove all goals. Don't hesitate to do that. It's okay. The only purpose of setting goals is you should be in a state to achieve something, to give purpose to your life, to have a focused vision and purpose for your life, and to get inspired, to do something, to achieve something. And that is the reason we set goals. If the set goals are not making you answer all these things, it's not giving answer to your why, it's a time for you to reevaluate your blueprint and change your goal. Add a new goal, bring some changes, bring to the way you were achieving the goal, but whatever is required, don't hesitate to do that, those necessary changes. Next point, fourth point under self-motivation says, create empowering belief. If you don't have enough self-motivation, you don't see yourself as a motivated person. That is right. If you are not having any kind of self-motivation, we won't be seeing ourselves as a motivated person, which is very important. If you are going to see yourself as a motivated person, you'll be able to deliver more better and efficient result. You will be in a state to accomplish your own goal, to achieve your own goals and desire. So if you don't have enough self-motivation, you don't see yourself as a self-motivated person. Second, change your negative beliefs into positive ones by conditioning your mind and creating empowering belief. If you have any kind of negative beliefs, for example, I cannot do this, I don't have the talent, I don't have the knowledge, don't bring negativity. Change that into positive ones, that okay, I'm going to learn this, I'm going to do this, I'll learn all the new skills which are required to accomplish this thing. Create empowering belief. Create those beliefs. Believe in yourself that yes, I can do that. Empower yourself that yes, I can do that, I will do it. Nothing can stop me from achieving that thing. If you will have that motivation, if you will decide that thing in your mind, nothing in your life can stop you from achieving anything. Whatever goals you have set, you will accomplish all those goals. Catch yourself when you think negative. As soon as a negative thought enters your mind, I cannot do that. Catch that thing and change that thing, change that negative emotion into the positive thing, positive situation by thinking, I cannot do that. Who did that? I have reached here with my own work, with my own efficiency. I will go ahead also. Nothing can stop that. I'll see where I'm lacking. I'll stand up again. Even if I fail, I'll try again. Bring that positive thoughts, and that's why in goal setting, I told you that your goal should be positive, not negative. I'm going to search for a new job for my growth perspective. Set this as your goal rather than setting that this job is creating a lot of stress, so I'm going to quit this job. Quit word is a negative thing, is a negative word which should not be there in your goal setting blueprint. It should not even enter your mind. I'll find for new opportunities where I can grow is the positive thing. In both the things, you're doing the same thing. You're leaving the organization, you're going to work into other organization, but with a positive mindset. So catch yourself when you think negative and transform that self-talk so that it motivates you instead of holding you back. If you will think positive, if you will stop yourself there, so you will motivate yourself. It is going to motivate you to do that thing, to achieve that thing. It is not going to hold you back, pull you back from achieving something in your life. Whenever you want to achieve, make sure you create empowering belief. You motivate yourself, because self motivation is very important for a person to achieve things in their life. It helps us to achieve lot of different things in our life. It helps us to move in the forward direction. It will help us to do something, to gain something in your life. So make sure you're always self-motivated. So here, there are few more techniques which we are going to discuss in the next session of self-leadership. If you have any doubts still here, any doubts which you want to clarify related to self-leadership techniques? No doubts? Okay, if there are no doubts, then we are good to wind this session. Now we'll have the next session in next 20 minutes. That is at 11:20, 11:40. It's 10:20. At 10:40, we are going to start with the next session of the day. That is advanced business communication. We'll be discussing about that in the next session of advanced business communication. So we are done for the day. Have a good day. We'll see you after 20 minutes. Bye-bye. Take care.